Thank you, sir.
Vacuum the whole place.
Everything, sir. Everything. Everything is gone, vandalized. Everything is gone.
Everything.
Yes, sir. You will have to do everything. They took some of the cameras.
They broke the gates, all of them too big, then that was when we now started running to escape. So this morning we now discovered that we have another store there where we kept items meant for flood victims. That was when they came to attack us.
The next one. That's it. It's not this one, the next one.
This side is like a war zone.
Went into the room just to penetrate inside the box, they couldn't because
So you can imagine 40, 10, some 5, 2, 20. By the time you aggregate that together, it's a lot of numbers. So today now, those people have become jobless. And if they've not been paid for this, where are they going to be paid from?
Let me first of all thank the security agencies for putting the authority down and securing the state. It's very important we appreciate what they've been doing since last night to contain the situation and allowing people to sleep in their houses. But for them, many people will be on the streets now. And we'll have IDPs within the states. So We thank them for their work and appreciate their steadfastness. Now, in respect of what's happening, what has happened, it's extremely sad. It's extremely sad. It's a sad day. And we have to sympathize with those who have lost property. The whole mall has been gutted. It's just like you take a hoover to suck everything out of this place. Nothing is left. They took out ATM machines and went with it. ShopRite, there's no shelf left on ShopRite. It's not just here. They started from the cargo terminal. Cargo terminal, we were given, well, the state, 16 local governments were given foodstuff by Kakobit Foundation led by Alhaji Aliko Dangote. And he insisted on the template because he didn't want a situation where governors would take over the food and distributed it at their will. So they came with a template of how it will be shared according to the local governments, who will be in control of it, CSOs, NGOs, local government officials. So we've been able to distribute the materials to 15 local governments. I flagged it off 6 weeks ago. We've been able to do 16 local governments, 15 local governments. Of our local government is left, and even though the material there is more than for one local government, what has happened is when they gave us the material, they gave us 10% extra in case there are damages or theft along the line. They wanted to make sure each local government got theirs. So a night before it happened, day before yesterday, we had chatter, intelligence chatter that they were going in there. We had two options, to prevent them or to allow them to take it. So we said, I should go and take their stuff in the morning. Now, do we secure the place with security? We said no. No life is worth a bag of rice. So we allowed them to take it. In fact, the truck for Ofa was still there when they attacked the place. And there's no excuse for stealing. There's no excuse. Ilorin is not like that. People go home on hungry stomachs and wake up as about to pray. From there, they went to the agro mall. The agro mall, we gave that to the federal government to store materials for the flood victims in Kwara North, Patagi, Edu local government, Moro local government, and those affected by the rainstorm in Kwara Central. They've been able to distribute for about 4 local governments for materials for Patagi, Edu, Moro, and part of Ilorin West. It was still in the warehouse and was still being distributed by officials of NEMA from Abuja. It's not state government property. And they went there, roofing sheets, cement, nails, blankets, vegetable oil. They cleared everything. Now, the thing with NEMA and federal government is that they're very meticulous because they came and took down the names of every individual that was affected. So every item that was stolen had somebody's name on it. So the people suffering in the other local governments who need it more than them, but heartlessly taking that away. Now, some of these businesses you see here, they borrowed money to set them up. They're employing other people, like them, the looters, the hoodlums that came in. They're employing people, they've been enterprising. That's what we want to do in this state, turn it away from a civil service state into an enterprising state. But you go about damaging properties. Now, at least, you probably get 1,000 people directly and indirectly have lost their job now. The bank is relocating. ShopRite has to restock one way or the other. We have to give them the confidence to come back in here. But we're not going to leave them alone like that. We're going to set up a fund of at least 500 million naira for those that are affected to access, download the forms from the state government website as from tomorrow. They go to the state government and download the forms and make the application. We're going to get back as soon as possible and make the funds available to them. Apart from the funding we're going to give them, there's other several fundings from the central bank and ways we can assist them with other banks, giving some sort of guarantees to get them to be back. Just this morning, Kamwaya was saying he will close his mill in Kwara. He employs close to 5,000 people. One person employs close to 5,000 people. Now, is this the thing they want for him to withdraw? He can easily have established, he could have easily established his factory, his mills in Ogun State, but he chose Kwara to come and establish. And is that the reward we're giving him to come and employ people in the state, pay taxes, IGR? No, it's a wrong attitude. This is barefaced stealing. There's no excuse for what has happened. Some people are trying to play politics with it. This is not the time for politics. It's time to put all hands on deck. It's not just Kwara they want to burn down, they want to burn the whole country down. And I urge all of us to stand up to them. NSAS has been suspended. We engaged the NSAS youths in Kwara, and it worked out for us. They were not violent. They had ideas, and which the federal government has agreed to adopt and implement the 5-point agenda which they presented. To that effect, we've also set up a commission of inquiry as part of the program. I visited the police barracks to see how we can improve the welfare of the policeman. So we've been proactive about it. While this was going on yesterday, the leadership of the NANS, all the Kwara State students, the leadership were with me at the government house. We were holding a meeting, so it shows you they're not part of it. The youth and students were not part of this thing. It's just hoodlums. We had far-reaching agreements, including setting up farms for NANS organization, rather than having them beg for subvention, to have something sustainable. Those are the things we're talking about. Their own portal registration of students, engagement, their secretariat. So we had a wholesome engagement with students while vandals were busy looting government property. And by the way, this is also government property. The state government owns about 30% of this property. So they're looting their own property, which they're not even thinking about. So I thank the youth for suspending the NSAS program. As you notice, they were not violent at all in Kwara. I marched with them. I was not afraid of them. I was not intimidated because they were not intimidating. They just had ideas which they want implemented. And we work together in implementing that for a better Nigeria. They're not bringing ideas that will bring down Nigeria in that sense. They're trying to contribute ideas to improve our country, to make it a better place for them, because they are the future. So we have to sit down, work it together, and make things happen. But in between the ideas, behind the ideas are people with ideologies of trying to overthrow the government or loot the country, take some sort of advantage. They're lurking behind legitimate concern of NSAS. So that's what we want to stamp out. It's good that NSAS have pulled aside to expose the people who are committing the dastardly act. Some of them are politicians who don't see the global picture, because in each state you see opposition politicians trying to take advantage, but they don't know that if you bring the roof down, everybody's in the house, so it will consume everybody. It's about having vision, which is lacking in what they do. So I urge our people not to politicize this issue. It's just criminals going all over the place. So an end must come to it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.